We're going to get this started off. In the beginning, we are introduced to Heket. Heket is a unwanted girl in a village in the Savage North. The Savage North being a place of desolate wastelands on the edge of an expansive desert that has been abandoned by the Mijaki Empire. Mijak being the place that the story takes place in Mijak. It is home to several warlords that own their own little cities. Each city is ruled by a single warlord, and those warlords kind of do their own separate thing. They war with each other from time to time. They do battle skirmishes just to keep themselves sharp, right? They fight for territory. They fight for miscellaneous things. They're a blood savage, hungry, national group of people, right? So we start at the beginning of the book with Heket being an unwanted girl in this village in the north, and she comes to the age of 12 years old when she becomes bloodied, which means she's now old enough to basically be considered an adult. She's unwanted, so her father tells her mother that they are going to be getting rid of her to some traders and hopefully getting some coin in order to cover whatever they had spent on her while she grew up. Food, what little clothing she's got, whatever, right? So at the beginning of the book, the father's arguing with the mother, saying they need to get rid of her. And then the traders are going to come, named Abijai and Yagji. They realize that she is a gorgeous young girl, and they are going to purchase her as a slave to turn her into a respectable, obedient slave to be sold in the future. So they purchase her, and they begin to teach her language, how to speak a little better. They teach her the history of Mijak, and they basically make her feel like she's not a slave, at least in her eye. She feels above the rest of the other slaves. And they're going to be traveling from the Savage North all the way through the lands until they get to their home city, which is Etraklion, or Raklion. I don't know how to pronounce it. Hopefully it's Raklion. I feel like that's probably correct. And they stop in a few places on the way. And one of the earliest places they stop in is a small little town. Let me pull up the map here so I remember the name of it. Todorok Village. And in Todorok Village, they pick up another slave, which we get introduced to around page 67 after several weeks of travel from the Savage North down into the lands of Etjokriel. And we get introduced to Vodka, who is the son of a pot maker, and his father had died, who was the pot maker, and his mother remarried to another man. The man didn't want Vodka, their only child, so he turned around and sold him into slavery. Vodka was sold to the same traders, Abjai and Yagji, which is, we get introduced to the two main characters very early on into the series.